Alright, so you have all read the titles, so let's just see which region was the strongest in 30k. We shall rank them from weakest to strongest, and also the time period at which this ranking will take place is just before the Siege of Terra. Coming in at 9th and the last spot are the Iron Hands. I don't think many people would disagree with me putting them at last spot. Probably because Iron Hands have like less than a dozen fanboys across the entire world. But for actual reason that they are last is that they lost both their Primarch and 99% of their Legion on Istvan. After the absolute ass-whooping that they received on Istvan, they probably had less than 100 Battle Brothers, as well as them losing their Primarch, further limiting their ability to easily replenish their ranks. They also lost their best leaders when they all suicide charged with Ferrous into the traitors. Okay, maybe they weren't that great, but they still lost vast majority of their capable Battle Brothers and irreplaceable pieces of weaponry and armor. So they'll stay at 9th spot. People that somehow managed to fare almost even worse were the Salamanders, who also got annihilated at Istvan. I think you can start to sense a connection between Istvan and being low on the list. Salamanders were reduced to a couple dozen men, even less than the Iron Hands. But fortunately, they had their Primarch, Vulcan, that survived. Well, kinda. He got nuked and tortured, but he is a perpetual, so he can just regenerate like Deadpool. Salamanders are the nice guys of 40k, but unfortunately I can't be nice to them and have to put them at 8th spot. So rip, but you know. Above them are the edgy boys, the self-hating emos. Raven Guard were also on Istvan. Yeah, I ain't gonna go further, you can guess what happened next. Although at least their Primarch survived. Although with how much of a failure he is, I don't know if that helped them at all. Emperor, being a good dad, gave Korax blueprints and facilities to create newer, better Demi-Primaris Marines. But Korax, being a failure that he is, allowed Alpha Legion to sabotage the process, resulting in the new Space Marines having bodies and faces not even a mother could love. Emperor opened the hood of the car and told Korax to hold the flashlight. But Korax was so incompetent that not only did he drop the flashlight, he dropped it so hard that the car fucking exploded. Raven Guard do have a good deal of fans, but I ain't worried because they're all probably too busy listening to Simple Plan to watch this video. Most likely all the whilst crying about how their parents don't love them and nobody understands them. If you are a Raven Guard's fan, disregard everything I just said. I would really love for you to join the channel by hitting the subscribe button. Actually, now thinking about it, everyone just do it, no matter what your favorite Space Marine Legion is. I mean, I respect my fan base on this channel. I would definitely not sacrifice all of you for another YouTube confetti. Okay, White Scars are up next. They are the first Legion on this list that didn't participate on Istvan. They are really close in terms of power with the guys above them, but those guys probably have a Primarch that's stronger than Jackatai. Let me make clear, Jackatai is no slouch. He is one of the best Loyalist duelists. He banished Mortarion for God's sake. And his Legion have one of the best, if not the best, motorized troops. And again, I cannot stress just how minuscule the power difference is between them and the Legion above them. But White Scars are gonna stay at 6th spot, whilst the Space Wolves will be at 5th. Let me reinstate, the only reason why the Space Wolves are above the White Scars is that I believe Russ is stronger than Jackatai. My reasoning being that Russ essentially beat Angron and Horus, two of the best traitor Primarchs when it comes to dueling. Mortarion is a good duelist, but he doesn't compare in terms of power to a War Master of Chaos and the Chosen of a God of War. So, you know, that's the only reason Vikings are at 5th spot. Above them are the Imperial Fists. Fists are great soldiers individually, but when it comes to them fighting as a whole, they are almost unstoppable. Unless you, of course, have some sort of iron cage. They are experts of defense, as well as being decent on offense. Their Primarch, Rogel Dorn, is no slouch either. He is the only Primarch that killed another traitor Primarch during the Heresy, excluding Gilman, because of course that's just bullshit. He would have also banished Fulgrim during the Siege of Terra, if Fulgrim wasn't so juiced up with Sonesh Hooker energy, making him still feel the pain of getting pummeled to death by Dorn over and over again, until he decided that this experience was not for him and fucked off. So, I think that Imperial Fists are deserving of 4th spot. At number 3, we have a controversial pick, which are gonna be the Ultramarines. Yeah, I know that they had the largest legion. Yeah, I know that they have more plot armor than USA has that. I know that Gilman is a beast. I'm not denying that they are strong, and it's just that they are not as strong as the other two on this list. They also didn't come unscathed to Terra. Let's not forget that they lost many men during the Shadow Crusade, and a lot of their Ultramar worlds were still burning. If this was a list before the Rebellion of Horus, they might have been at number 1, but as we are picking it during the Siege of Terra, they will remain at number 3. Number 2 will be the Dark Angels. They didn't suffer many casualties during the Horus Heresy, mostly fighting the Night Lords, not known for their martial prowess. Lion was also a god. He could detect Curse's future-seeing strikes and block them, but there was still that one instance that he lost to Curse, meaning that he was on par with Curse or maybe a little bit below him. I almost forgot they have Golden Age of Technology weapons, so they have Doomsday devices, but they'll still be at number 2 because they can't compete with number 1, which are the Blood Angels. Not only are the Blood Angels on average just stronger than other Legionnaires, they also become stronger when they fall to Red Thirst, if they get wounded but don't die. But this wouldn't be enough for them to be at number 1. No, the real reason is their Primarch. Sanguinius is the real god of war. Khorne, sit down. Sangi could probably take on all the other Primarchs in a fight at once and kill all of them, except Vulcan, of course. I mean, at Eternity Gate on Terra, he already held off 8 traitor legions at once with all the demon forces as well as cultists. But Sangi is still bottom bitch compared to the actual strongest Loyalist Primarch. The Alpharius Omegon, the Chaos God Killer. The only reason why Chaos Gods don't wanna exit the warp, it's because they know that he is out there watching, waiting, so they hide in their little ivory towers, too afraid to come out. But those are just my opinions that are actual facts. If you have any different or wrong opinions, you can post them down in the comments. And also don't forget to smash like and subscribe. And until next time, goodbye.